Thanks very much. Hi, Ben. Lockdown was a great opportunity for a lot of reflection. I'm sure you enjoyed the kind of watch-alongs of the various great moments from last summer. But of course, this is something new for everyone, not least for you. With the captaincy as well for the first time, what have you got planned for this next chapter in English cricket?
Well, I think first and foremost, I think it's great that cricket is back. It's great that cricket's back on TV. And, I know everybody's been craving it. We've been in lockdown now for 2 weeks, and I've been very impressed with the way that the lads have just cracked on with the amount of change that we've had to deal with. And I think tomorrow couldn't come at a better time. Everybody's ready and raring to go. There's only so much training you can really do before you start not getting bored, but start getting a bit frustrated that you're not out on the park. But today's been a really good day. I think everybody's got back into their routines that they normally would do the day before a test match. And everybody's just really, really excited about what tomorrow's going to bring.
Home advantage can be particularly key. I think probably we saw that as much as any last summer, didn't we? How are you aiming to replicate your performance, given the fact there won't be the Barmy Army and others cheering you on?
No, look, at the end of the day, I think you got to look at it as we're walking out on the field to represent our country. And when you've got the 3 lions on your chest, there's nothing more sort of, you can't feel any more prouder in. Given the sport that we play. I know there's not going to be anybody in the crowd to hear or get that energy from, but we know we've got hundreds of thousands of people watching us from around England who want to see us do well. So I don't have any issue with anybody using that as an excuse to not get up for this game. It's been 14, 15 weeks without us playing, so I think the fact that we're out on the field playing for our country, you don't get that feeling just because there's nobody in the stands. So, yeah, there you go.
Just one final one, a cheeky one perhaps. You're coming up against a fellow captain, fellow all-rounder. You're ranked as the best 2 by the ICC all-rounders in the game. Is there anything from Jason Holder's game that you'd perhaps like to steal and add to your own?
No. I don't think he would say the other way either. I think the fact that we're both all-rounders, we understand the crucial role that we play. We've got a chance to influence the game with the ball and the bat, and that gives us 2 opportunities. Which is the best thing about being the all-rounder, is that if one thing doesn't go quite well, then you've always got a chance to affect the game with the other skill. I always love playing against the West Indies. It's always a very, very competitive series that we play in. But no, I don't really look at it like that. I just look at it to go out and try and perform against whoever's in front of me.
Thank you, Ben.
Okay, we'll go with Dan Rivers from ITN and then Ali Martin from The Guardian, please.
Hi, Ben. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, all good, mate.
Hey. How important is this match to lift the spirits of the nation after such a long lockdown?
Yeah, I think it's massive. Not only is cricket back from an international point of view, but obviously it's back from a club cricket side as well. I know everybody's been craving this from a player's point of view, but I also think from a spectator's view and a fan's point of view, this is a massive occasion tomorrow for a lot of people around England. And we know we've got that responsibility on our shoulders to go out and do justice for all those people. And it sort of creeps back into that question about the crowd before, where we can't use that as an excuse to not feel up for this game, because we know we've got hundreds of thousands of people following us and wanting us to do well back home, watching us on TV.
Just to follow up, if I can, how much of a blueprint do you think this could be for other sports, like tennis, the very tight controls and so on around the teams to prove that sport can operate in a time of COVID?
Yeah, massive. I mean, look, there's obviously a lot of rules and regulations that have been put in place for this to happen, and we've respected all of them. It is very, very different, but over the last 2 weeks, we've been handling that very well as a team and as individuals. Not only have we done a great job, but I also feel that the people who have gone out a limb, in terms of the hotel staff to make sure everything's catered for us, they've also been fantastic. And I feel as if there's been a lot of respect shown from both sides to making sure that this works. Because if you get one thing wrong, it might blow this whole getting sport back onto the radar of people. It might put that further back. So we're just really great that we've been given this opportunity to be able to get back out on the field, and we'll still be doing everything that we can to make sure that we don't mess it up.
Okay, good luck. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan. Ali Martin, and then we'll go John Norman from TalkSport.
Hi, Ben. I was just wondering if you were able to give us a team at the moment. And if not, what are the sort of final decisions that yourself and Chris Silverwood are weighing up?
Yeah, we'll announce a team later on. It's been, obviously we had that 3-day game, which was absolutely fantastic to see where everybody's at, and the competitive side of that was brilliant. That's what I asked for before the game started. I said I wanted this game to be as competitive as possible. And it's not very often that we've been in a situation where we've got 6 or 7 bowlers that we could choose from. It's a real head scratcher, as somebody who's got to choose the side. But from the bigger picture, it's a great place to be in as a team. I feel as if we're in a position now with the test team like we were with the one-day team in 2015 when we were building for that World Cup. I feel as if we're building towards the Ashes in Australia and, also India. So to have the crop of fast bowlers that we now possess especially is a great place to be in as a test side.
Is this what you meant by you might not be looking forward to being unpopular, having to actually, be the one that chooses the team?
Yeah, I've been dreading it the last 3 days about having to deliver bad news to some lads. It's obviously not a nice thing to be able to do, but that comes with being the captain. That comes with being in a leadership role. It's got to be done. But with the schedule that we have, with six test matches in 7 weeks, there's going to have to be a lot considered going forward. So we'll have to wait and see what the future brings in terms of the test matches after this. So yeah, we'll announce the side later, but it's been a very tough decision.
Thank you.
Ben, last time out against West Indies, of course, West Indies won the series. Jason Holder, speaking to TalkSport a couple of weeks ago, said that he felt that England side was a side in a state of flux, essentially. There was a few players trying to stake their claim within the side. Fast forward a year and a bit, how do you compare this England side that's coming up against the West Indies with the one that did lose last time out? And what changes or how are you going to affect a different result in this 3-match series?
I mean, I think if you look at how we are placed now as a team, I think there's a lot more probably clarity with everybody. We have an identity as a test team. Whereas time's gone past, there's sort of been, a few lads might have felt under pressure with guys sort of knocking the door down in a negative way. Whereas now we try and look at that from a positive point of view, that there's competitions for places in the team. And if you're not performing well as a player, there's someone who's right behind you to come in, which is a great place to be at, especially as an international side. But as I said, I feel we have an identity now as a test team, and for us going forward, it's about building on that identity. And we have a goal of becoming the best team in the world, so we're building towards that.
You've spoken about taking advice from some of the more experienced players on the field. Will you also seek some advice from Joe Root? Have you been in contact? Could you imagine flicking him a text, the night before the game or after, a tough day or something, just to see what he's thinking about the match? Or is it Ben Stokes captain and Joe Root's just dealing with more important matters with the birth of his second child?
Yeah, no, look, I said when I first got asked, I'm going to be very open to opinions from people, and just because Joe's not here, that doesn't mean I'm not going to use him. You know, Joe's always been very open and willing to advice from players. So I think I'll be stupid to go away from that. We've got so much experience in this team that, as I said, it would be silly not to lean on that if I feel like I need some advice. But with Joe, obviously, with his personal situation, it's been sort of letting him deal with that. So I haven't been on him too much. But I'm sure once the test match starts, I know for a fact that he'll be at home watching. And, you know, I know that his phone will always be available for me to get in contact with him if I need to.
Brilliant, thank you.
Okay, Julian Geyer, and then we'll go with Will Macpherson.
Hello, Ben. I guess you must have had quite a lot of advice about captaincy since you were named as captain for this match. I just wondered, what's the best advice you've had and who gave it to you?
I haven't had much advice, so there's been a lot of opinions flying around. But do you know what? The best message that I've received was when I got my photos done yesterday in the blazer. Ruti just left a message on the hanger, said, "Do it your way."
Fair enough.
Ben, both teams have confirmed that they're going to be.
George de Bell.
Ben, both teams have confirmed they're going to be wearing the Black Lives Matters logo on their collars. Is there anything else we can expect in that space?
Yeah, there's going to be a gesture shown from us as a team, you know, in support of Black Lives Matter, you know, towards the equality in society throughout cricket and throughout sport. You know, we aren't in any way, shape or form showing support towards any political matters on the movement. We're all about as I said before, the equality through society and sport. You know, not only has this been a period for us for getting ready for a test match, it's also been great for us to have some educational chats as a team around this, which has been really beneficial for a lot of our members. Mark Saxby, our masseuse, has been the forefront of that, who's done an absolutely brilliant job. And I feel as a team that we've got an opportunity here to send a real powerful message. And I'm really excited as an individual, and the team is really excited that we're able to be a part of that. Because I see it as, without the diversity that we've shown as a team over however many years, and the equality that needs to be given, we might not be World Cup champions. We might not be one of the best test teams in the world. So as I said, we've got a great chance to send a real powerful message and you know, to educate people more on the matter.
Thanks, Will. We'll go with George, and then we're going to do Arani from India.
Hi, Ben. You know better than most how much Mark Wood can offer when he's fully fit. Is he fully fit? And if he is, can he be left out?
Yeah, the transformation of Mark Wood, not more from a mental side, I think has been phenomenal. You know, obviously he's had his troubles in the past with injuries, and from a close friend's point of view, I'm so excited at where he is at the moment, with everything. You know, all the worries and troubles that he would have had 2-3 years ago as battle body seem to have just disappeared. The skills that he possesses, you know, is very, very rare to have in a bowler. And, you know, the fact that we've got, as I said at the start, 6 or 7 people to choose from is going to be a very, very hard decision. There has been a lot of thought put into the team that we are going to select. But as I said, you'll have to wait till later to know what we've gone with.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll take 2 more, Arani and then Kushik.
Okay, Ben, do you think Test cricket is the best format to get cricket started? Will this help get Test cricket the attention that it's been craving for? So hopefully help its revival, because people have been talking more about the T20 World Cup and everything. Despite the World Test Championship Test cricket has been struggling. So do you think to get things started with Test cricket would actually help its revival?
I don't really like when people, say Test cricket survival, because I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's just a talking point, to be honest. If Test cricket was to ever be talked about as not being a format again, then it would be an absolute disaster. It is the purest form of cricket. You ask the majority of cricketers who haven't represented at international level to be given an opportunity to even have one Test match for your country is one of the greatest honours. But obviously, Test cricket sometimes can take that second seat behind white ball cricket because of the entertainment value that it brings. But you've only got to look at Test matches when they get down to crunch moments. I use Cape Town, our last tour there, as a great example of that, of the game sort of looking like it was going to peter out, looking like it was going to be a draw, and then all of a sudden you get to the back end of the day and then England win the game. It's just full of so many ups and downs that you can't really predict what's going to happen, which is the greatest thing about Test cricket. It's the purest form, it's the best form, and if it ever was to leave the game, then it would be a disaster.
Thank you.
Question, Krushik, please.
Hi, Ben. My question is, how are the bowlers coping with the no saliva rules? And do you have any other alternative plans to make the ball swing?
To be honest, the non-saliva on the ball has actually not really been an issue. We've seemed to have, obviously it's a very natural thing to do in cricket, which is to shine the ball, put saliva on it. The hardest thing that we found in the warm-up game was giving our hats and jumpers to the umpire. That's just so natural to do. And then the umpire said, no, we can't take it off you. But we found that sweat has helped us look after the ball. It's not as easy to do as, it was a year ago, where you could use saliva. But I think that, looking after the ball now is almost going to be another skill to add, whether you're a batter or a bowler, because you want the ball to be able to move in the air, whether that be conventional or reverse swing. So there's been a lot of thought and different methods from us to try and find a way to best look after the ball. But, we found that putting sweat on it is a very, very good substitute for saliva.
Thank you so much. Thanks.